So good to feel alive, baby. How are you, Coach F? Ready for his kind of vacation, entrepreneurial vacation? Whoops. Whoops, sorry about that. Alors, comment allez-vous aujourd'hui? Oui, ça sera franglais. It's going to be Franglish today because today it's Friday, the 13th of August, 2021. And a lot of people asking questions right now. We are going to answer questions. So this is why it's going to be Franglish because I got a couple of questions in French, some others in English. So we'll go like this, live, authentic, with authentic leadership, with spontaneity. And I love this. We are en direct sur LinkedIn. Et vous savez, quand on passe en direct sur LinkedIn, notre bannière de profil se transforme en streaming. Je trouve ça beau. D'ailleurs, tiens, on va prendre une petite photo pour montrer comment que c'est beau, cette affaire-là. Moi, je trouve ça beau, en tout cas. Même, je trouve que c'est quand même bien les avancées que LinkedIn fait pour aider les entrepreneurs comme nous, comme moi, comme vous peut-être. Si vous prenez mon FLEP programme, c'est quoi mon FLEP programme? FLEP, c'est Freedom, Lifestyle, Entrepreneurship, Performers. And that is the way for you to quit your day job and creating your amazing freedom lifestyle, entrepreneur lifestyle. So on top of everything we do with Next Level Agile coaching program, with business agility coaching, with Scrum coaching, and with any other systems, because Scrum, it's a system. A lot of people think it's a framework. A lot of people think it's agile, but it's not. So again, guys, help me. Anna and Samuel are off today, so I don't have any feedback. So if you are live anywhere, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter, today we experiment Twitter, our Twitter page. So tell me if I'm too loud on my mic, if the music from One World Radio is disturbing you. One World Radio was one of my past life as an entrepreneur and international electronic music event, Tomorrowland, for the youngest among us, like you know what I'm talking about. So this Friday is special. This is my last live after 33 weeks in a row, especially on my YouTube, growing YouTube channel. Et merci aux 16 nouveaux abonnés sur YouTube. Ça ne cesse d'augmenter. Et je le dis en français parce que selon mes Google Analytics, ce sont une majorité de gens qui, selon toujours les éléments dans... comment on appelle ça déjà? Les éléments d'analytique et de région et de clavier utilisés. Donc, parmi les 16, 9 sont francophones. Alors, je vous souhaite la bienvenue. Et si vous passez par ici, dans les commentaires, dites-moi où vous êtes. Est-ce que vous êtes en France, au Maghreb, peut-être en Suisse, dans les cantons, peut-être en Haute-Savoie, peut-être en Belgique, peut-être en Afrique. La francophonie, c'est tellement magnifique, c'est tellement beau. C'est mes racines, je suis fier de mes racines canadiennes-françaises, même si majoritairement, je fais tout en anglais. Dites-moi encore si la musique est trop forte. Là, je vois qu'il n'y a personne dans le chat encore. Alors, je suis très, très, très heureux d'être devant vous pour ce 33e Friday Live Agile avant mes vacances d'entrepreneur. C'est quoi les vacances d'entrepreneur? C'est de tenter le plus possible de faire un grid off. C'est-à-dire de fermer l'iPhone, de fermer l'iPad. C'est vraiment dans ce contexte-là. Et de se libérer, d'être libre d'engagement, d'attachement. Et quand je dis vacances d'entrepreneur, c'est que cette année, c'est un peu spécial. J'ai passé beaucoup de mois à l'extérieur du pays comme digital nomade, plus que normalement. Mais je n'ai pas vraiment eu de vacances depuis 2 ans. Mes dernières vacances, c'est mon voyage au Pérou, Bolivie. dans ce magnifique voyage et c'était juste après le départ de maman de cette planète. Alors, beaucoup de gens posent des questions. On va tenter d'y répondre aujourd'hui. We'll try to answer those questions we receive mostly by email, but if you want to help me beating the algorithm on YouTube, especially on YouTube, because that's the best experience of watching a video, go in the comment and state your questions. And also, I take your suggestion. This is very important. I take your suggestion of topic. Of course, you have to be into my why. My why is I'm coaching business agility. And what is business agility? I don't want to go into any definition, including my gang of enterprise Scrum for business agility right now. It's just right now for any of you who passing by this YouTube channel or this page or anywhere you will find this video, it's free for everyone. Because I'd like to spark your mind up to help you make decision and enhance your business. Thriving more than surviving, Mr. Denning. So what is business agility? Very overall, very high level. If I could explain it to anyone who maybe don't even know the Agile movement for software development. So that's the thing. The business agility movement that I'm part of since 2013, but it exists since about even early 2000, mid 2000. The name, business agility. So it's taking the Agile movement for software development, making sure that we could not necessarily scale it. That's the mistake in using words. But business agility is literally having all this agile mindset capacity to implement it everywhere in the enterprise, everywhere in the organization and the business. And some of my colleagues will tell you, yes, but we have to get our shit together in IT and software development before bringing it all the way up to finance, marketing, sales, HR, which is P&CT for me, people, talent, and culture, PT&C. But here's the thing. Here's the real thing. So you don't scale Agile. You scale your business. You want to make more profit. You want to sell more product. You want to serve your customer better. So at some point, if you just let your producer or your software developer or anyone in the shop of IT and beyond, if you let them be agile or lean, and your CFO and all his finance and operation department don't even know about the values and principles that help you make decisions with agility, well, you will fall into what we call the purest of us. You will fall into water Scrum fall. Yeah, because Scrum, it's still the most used framework. But for me, I'm in love and passionate about Scrum since 1999. And a fall night of November 1999, after work, some engineer kidnapped me and they brought me into a beautiful cafe in Longueuil, the old Longueuil, le vieux Longueuil. And they handed me a book of Ken Schwaber and Mike Beadle. I should have bring it with me again. I forget. It was Agile Software Development with Scrum. So for me, there is no buzzword. I fall in love with those guys, this enterprise architect, this engineer. And as a customer experience manager back then, the bosses wanted me to become a project manager. And we're developing complex software simulation for training for the space agency on both Canada and United States. And the engineer, they say like, no way we're going to do waterfall. No way we're going to read the PM book. Because Agile is needed, is most needed. And these complex software environment, and also nowadays with the VUCA, again, the VUCA is volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. I'm so focused on my VUCA Pro Plus that we transform the volatility into a vision, a clear vision. We help all of your stakeholders understanding that vision, having a shared vision, a common agreement, an explicit agreement on invitation. And the C, the complexity, we transform it to help you face that complexity of both the market, the customer needs, the environment, social, political environment, or what have you. So that's very important. Okay. So this is how you don't defy VUCA, you bend it. And where's their complexity? You try to make it simpler. In a sense of you try to make the more important thing is having more clarity and having a great interaction, good communication. Let creative people and those who are skilled bring you the solution that it's why you hire them for. And it's part of the teaching we do in our workshop for Talent Agile. Talent Agile is not just a workshop to help recruiter finding the best coach in Agile and Lean, or the best DevOps consultant or engineer using the DevOps culture. No, Talent Agile has this field, but we also teach you the skill base and competency and capability base interaction between all of those specialists needed, and again, complex environment, which will use the Agile mindset and the values and principle to create patterns that will refine the way they deliver and they propose values. So I am going to be on vacation for the next 3 weeks. Not likely. Like next week, I've got 2 conferences. And one of them is in Phoenix, Arizona. The other one is in Connecticut. One is virtual. One is present in person. So let me show you. And if you don't hear the music, me, I hear it. So I'm going to cut it like this. Okay. So let me see, because for me, it's directly from... so maybe with Bitcoin Magazine, yes. My goodness. When you do real networking, when you try to show it in the virtual realm, yeah, well, is it? Because the tour is... no. Sorry about that. But anyways, I thought... there was another one, the 19. Let's see this. This is me, Michael Seller. Well. So I don't know what to say. It's I'm a bit confused. Anyways, I know I've got a rendezvous for the 12 years anniversary of the Bitcoin, the blockchain protocol revolution that will still expand. So that was one thing that I'm going to do with my other business side, because I'm multifaceted. I'm primarily your best Agile coach out there in Montreal, but around the world, because I've been working around the world since 2006 in the Agile movement and the lean thinking and the lean startup advocacy and things. I always been the Tron and the system, like this one who fight for the user. I was a customer experience designer for world-class call centers. I built UX team to merge these call centers with the virtual e-services. And the e-services back in the day, in the late 90s, early 2000s, that was not the e-services for your server or the pre-cloud thing. No, that was the customer service, the electronic customer service. Even back then, the web was called something like in French, l'autoroute électronique. So anyways, but yes, I'm going to have a lot of homework. One of the reasons I always take those 2 to 3 weeks off the grid much as possible in August, it's because it's my end of year for all my brand of companies, all my enterprise. So I take that opportunity to inspect and adapt on the year pass and build new strategy for the year to come that will start for me on September 1st. And I think it's healthy and important, even for an entrepreneur, even for someone HPI like me, high performer, intellectual individual. We need to unplug. We need to be in nature. We need to take time for ourselves, self-care, self-love, and with those we love, to be together. And it's going to start very nicely with meeting people I didn't see since I'm back in Montreal in June. And we are going to march together because that was a question a very beautiful girl was asking her father yesterday in a cafe at work. She said, Papa, are we going to march Saturday with Uncle Bob? And he says like, oh, I don't know. We have this and that to do. And she said like, yeah, but Uncle Bob, you said that maybe my children, your grandchildren. And she was maybe like 5, 6, 7 years old. It was very cute. What will I tell them if they don't have the same liberty than we do? 5, 7 years old. Talking to her dad. Telling him, as a grandfather, he might have his grandchildren asking a question somewhere in 2050. And she said, I really want to go march with all the people and my cousin and so on. And so this is what I'm going to do. I didn't take part of any kind of assembly, public assembly, peaceful and others, since probably 2012. And I think right now, with everyone that I met this week, even the most moderate one, they see the elephant in the room. And I think it's a duty, it's a responsibility to stand for what's right, not the truth, because the truth could be highly subjective, be highly polarizing. So that goes to my first question here from Carl Jemensen, that I thank you, or Denke, because you're from Cologne, who give me 50 euros. Because yes, I'm accepting donation tips. It's all the link for PayPal Me and the Bitcoin are in the description of my YouTube page and YouTube video. So Carl Jemensen, while giving me 50 euros, by the way, you could ask me your question without paying, and I will answer a question that I didn't receive donation. But donation are always good because it's helping me with this volunteering that I do for the Agile community and the Scrum community to cut the expense. I don't want to make money. I just want to cut the expense. when I purchase some equipment, when I pay this Restream tool so it's just like cutting the expense for me, and it's kind of a return on investment. And it shows that people feel a lot of value in my video capsule, in my lives, in my comment, in my podcast. And this is warming my heart. So Carl, he asked me, I've been following you on LinkedIn and Twitter for about 3 years now. I saw that you really tune your behavior and that you are expanding into becoming more a YouTuber, influencer, and podcaster than practicing agile coaching. Am I right? Not really. Not really. And I will come to just after your questions. And he asked me, how do you manage to be that authentic and open and be able to convince maybe your future client on LinkedIn that you will be very focused and dedicated to their mandate? Well, thank you very much for that great, amazing question that I'm sure a lot of people have. And I've been this week in French meeting a lot of amazing people, stunning people, and amazing other entrepreneurs. And thank you to David Gaudreau pour ça. High five to you. I met very amazing people, mostly French, from all around the world. On top of it, I love it. Alors, vous voyez, il n'y a pas juste l'anglais qui est une langue internationale. Alors, le français a beaucoup de prestige. C'était une langue... C'est encore une langue internationale. Quand vous regardez les bannières de l'ONU et de l'OTAN et tout ça, il y a toujours le français, l'anglais et l'espagnol. Je crois que ce sont les 3 langues qui persistent à être la lingua mondiale. Cela étant dit, Carl, I think as you ask your questions in English, and you're probably a German speaker, but nie Heinz sprechen Sie Deutsch. Disculpe, sorry. How did I do this? And funny enough, I did the kind of a live in May about this authentic leadership that helped me actually also being focused. And I agree. And I take that turn with the David Gaudreau meetup, Connect and Learn on LinkedIn that we did this week, because I have a desire not only to tune my behavior in the way that I could perform as a creator on social media, but I realize, because it's like le cordonnier mal chaussé, I realize it, that the perception is who I am, and I know who I am, but it's also all the me, all the other people I am perceived by as much people who look at me. And there's one thing for clear, that Samuel, my great marketing coach and my great colleague that we met back in the day at Yelp in San Francisco, when we were working together on this great apps, this great project, but we thought it was great then, the kind of the first social media and implementing a directory of business and mostly restaurant, the food porn type of movement. But here's the thing. Sam is very, very, very good in branding and marketing. He's the one who helping me with my great designer, Steve Rees, to have all of these image, the front. But I'm so busy delivering to my client what I know, because I practice Scrum and all the lean thinking and all other stuff towards my last 22 years as a professional Agile coach and Scrum Master. I don't mind to say that, because Scrum Master, it's a very powerful, skilled person, more than you could think, because that's the problem in Quebec. The agility is suffering of misconception, of prejudice. But anyways, to answer your question, Carl, is I'm always the same person. I know perception is very important. And this is why in this break, in this grid off in the next 3 weeks, by creating my vision board with my team and those who help me, I will define specific development to improve the way not only that I communicate in this content, but also to clarify anything that might be perceived as all upside down. Like just in the intro of 10 minutes, I talked to you about my Bitcoin movement participation since 2009. I talked to you about the fact that I'm a Scrum Master since 1999. And I'm in the Agile movement since the beginning. But I do so many other things. I talked to you about my kind of ex-life. My first business when I was a teen was in the music industry, was in the DJ agency placement and stuff. So, and organizing this worldwide event. I've always been hyperactive. So I got to funnel it now. To funnel it by being the authentic self that I am. I think if anyone out there in marketing wants to help me, if I hire someone, don't show up by telling me what to do or to apply a one-size-fits-all recipe. I won't hire you. I won't believe you. I don't think it's not just for me, but for anyone else, it's working. We have to stand out. The only thing that I agree in my research right now, and that I think that I want to implement, is to have a clearer. My vision for my enterprise are very good. I'm going to celebrate 5 years of Agile Lounge, which is my 17th enterprise, and 30 years. So I think it's clear, the vision of what I do, my why, and how I do this, and the what are good. But some part of the how and the what, like attracting new market and new customer, yes, I agree. My LinkedIn, especially my LinkedIn, should be a bit more clear, clean, and on target of one messaging. And for those who follow me, including Carl, and thank you for your compliment when you say that you saw me engage differently, tune my behavior, and even so I really thank you for that, because you see it, and hopefully others have seen it. But importantly, it's exactly when I coach people, if the coachee is not seeing it, you won't take any decision to tune his behavior or her behavior. So you see, now I am the coachee. Through Ari, I am the one who receiving advice from my follower like Carl. And for me, and the customer experience mindset and the people first mindset, that's probably the most important thing. So I listen to my member. Oh, and by the way, there's a survey for the Scrum Bearer. We are 300 Scrum launchers, member of the user group that I received the assistance and the support of Scrum Alliance, my church. I love so much. Thank you, guys. So this meetup is 2 years old. Scrum Beer will enter in his third season. If we could have a season with everything that's happening. The elephant in the room that people start to see now, and this is why I think tomorrow in the streets of Montreal, we're going to look like Paris. Oh oui, mes amis. En tout cas, je ne sais pas s'il y aura une troisième saison du Scrum Beer, parce que je ne pense pas. We tried it virtually. It's not that good. My number went down. So if I cannot do an hybrid, and that's the thing, let's stick on the subject. focusing on people first. I would like to provide a nice experience for that user group of the Scrum Beer. So far, if there's too much restriction or is there a segregation between people and people choice of having a procedure, a medical procedure that concern only themselves, and if I cannot find a space that provides us a great experience, we will wait and see when we start again. But right now, I'm asking my 300 members and even beyond, because everyone could join us. You don't have to be a meetup member or a user group member, which is free. But I invite you to answer that survey. A lot of people answered already. I'm really glad, because I'm asking the questions. It's about a minute, and 1 minute you answer the 4 questions and you give me some kind of comment. So on top of being in person or virtual, I'm asking you also a couple of other little details to help us actually bring you a guest experience, a better guest experience. With or without this crisis we are in, I will have done the same after 2 years, just to make sure that I will satisfy you. So that's the thing. So Carl, when I am teaching Scrum or Agile, when I am performing my duty as a consultant or as a coach, when I'm coaching someone individually and so on, I'm very focused on the topic. I adapt and I practice the value of Scrum of focus. Yes, I am. And now I would like to, as a YouTuber and a podcaster, I think my podcast is doing well. It's there, real agile, clear mission, clear visual. It's always, and people that come to my mic, they dare talked about the real agile. So I think, and this one we got it. Now what I will need help for is truly tune the way I present myself on LinkedIn, Twitter with the bitch of LinkedIn, on Instagram, who is also reposting on Facebook that I don't take care that much. And even though we might reflect on, do we need that much attention? Do we need those social media that even of our field of consultancy, of professional services, is not bringing the investment of time? It's ROTI on top of the return on investment in terms of monies. So let me tell you guys that most of the potential client that I have, it's by the word of mouth of past clients. Right now, our funnel is composed of 80% of leads from reference of past satisfied client. And the 80% was like, that's it. It's 50% on reference from past satisfied client. Another 30% of walk-in. They find us on the internet, mostly directly into a search. And I didn't even do any SEM, search engine marketing or search engine optimization, SEO. I didn't do anything like this. But they found me and they contact me to request our help. So this is another 30%. It's organic. And among the 80% that it's out of kind of lead social network or whatever, there's some people who not clear, but when we talk to them, like we realized that it's not a reference direct from past client, like my 50% of this 80%, but it's a reference from someone that heard about us, or so it's like the combination of the client referral and the walk-in people who found us on Google or DuckDuck. So they heard about us at some point. It's like a second or third degree, and they contacted us because they want to hear what we have to propose. and so forth. So, that's about it. That's about it for this. Et là, on a Julie qui nous a posé une question sans don. Vous voyez, je réponds également aux questions que les gens ne donnent pas des dons. Les dons ne sont pas obligatoires. Les dons sont volontaires. Et ils m'aident à couper les dépenses reliées au bénévolat que je fais pour les communautés Scrum et Agile en étant ce que beaucoup de gens appellent un influenceur. Mais pour moi, ce n'est pas que je veux vous influencer. Je veux vous sparker. Je veux vous aider à briller. Je veux vous encourager à suivre ces mouvements-là que je fais partie d'autonomie et de décentralisation. Parce qu'au fond des choses, c'est ça. Et d'ailleurs, sa question, c'est dis-moi, Alexandre, je te remercie d'être là et de nous permettre de découvrir l'agilité sur d'autres formes de manière très colorée. Et bien que je sois bilingue, je me demande si on aura plus de contenu francophone. C'est sa première question. Et sa deuxième question dans sa communication avec moi, elle me dit est-ce que tu crois que tu vas faire des choses plus spécifiques sur des topics? Alors, oui, c'est l'intention. On avait une liste, entre autres pour le Dare Real Agile podcast, de topics que l'on voulait voir. On les a fait plus ou moins. Là, on commence à avoir des suggestions. Alors, Julie, moi, je t'invite. Et puis, vous savez, toutes les réponses que je fais live là, je les refais également directement aux personnes par courriel. Et puis, on peut avoir un échange, une interaction. Alors, moi, Julie, je t'invite et je vais te réinviter à m'envoyer tes suggestions. Qu'est-ce que tu aimerais, toi, comme Scrum Master, avoir comme tip and tricks ou comme capsule qu'on pourrait faire? Et là, on parle de capsule parce que dans les lives, c'est plus une interaction que je vais avoir avec mon audience où on peut parler de ça. Mais c'est la même chose. Pendant un live, on a toujours un core subject. Alors, si tu veux me suggérer un topic qu'on pourrait faire, et j'imagine en français, écoute, ça va me faire absolument mais un plaisir immense de répondre à vos demandes. OK? Pour qu'on en parle ensemble et qu'on fasse des choses. Et c'est la même chose si je reparle les coaching circles, hein, où c'est plus précis. Si j'ai votre permission, je pourrais ressortir des éléments qu'il y avait dans les coaching circles et nous pourrions faire des capsules ou en parler dans le cœur d'un live ou dans une entrevue avec quelqu'un qui est peut-être très bon dans le domaine parce que, bon, moi, je ne connais pas tout. Donc, c'est ça un peu l'idée. Donc, moi, j'attends vos suggestions. Et puis, pour ce qui est du contenu francophone, là, en ce moment, je vois qu'on est passé de 12 à 15% d'abonnés francophones. Alors, vous savez, et ça fait partie de la stratégie que je parlais tantôt, qu'on va devoir se positionner parce que LinkedIn n'est pas optimisé pour qu'on soit pleinement bilingue, à la limite bilingue français-anglais. Et puis YouTube, c'est plus large. Je pense que si les gens voient que c'est en français, moi j'ai des collègues, surtout latino-américains, ils font un contenu, je dirais, 70% anglais, 30% espagnol. Donc, je risque de m'orienter vers un peu ce motto-là. Quand la plupart de tes abonnés viennent d'Europe du Nord, de l'Inde, de l'Asie, du Sud-Est, de l'Australie et du Brésil, je pense que si je ferais une trop grande majorité francophone, ça serait pas bon. Donc, moi, je vais y aller proportionnel à ce que j'ai comme statistique. Mais évidemment, les statistiques que j'ai, c'est des statistiques gratuites. Donc, ils vont avec les operating systems qui seraient en français ou en anglais ou une autre langue. Donc, en ce moment, là, on est à 15% de gens qui disent avoir un clavier ou un operating system, là, selon ce qu'on voit dans Google Analytics, qui serait en français. Et ça, c'est les chiffres de Google. Sur le podcast, c'est moins clair. On voit la provenance des pays. Surtout, il y a les systèmes. Mais encore une fois, je ne paie pas pour ça. Hein, on a eu tous une année difficile. Donc, les investissements que je voulais faire pour avoir des meilleurs data pour faire un meilleur service. Donc, une réponse un peu complexe, c'est une question simple. Oui, je vais vouloir faire des contenus plus francophones. Oui, on va peut-être établir dans notre réorganisation stratégique avec les bons conseils d'un David Gaudreau, entre autres et autres, avoir un calendrier plus fixe, des sprints comme dans Scrum où On sait qu'il y a à peu près 4 vendredis par mois. Donc, il y aurait peut-être 2 vendredis en anglais, un vendredi en français, et on a notre vendredi des Real Agile qu'on enregistre live, soit la conversation pour des Real Agile ou un topic éditorial, et qui lui aussi, parce que c'est à peu près les mêmes proportions. Hein. Ce que j'ai vu, c'est que si on regarde des pays comme la France, la Belgique, la Tunisie, le Maroc, potentiellement, je dirais que c'est francophone. À ce moment-là, le podcast, lui, est autour de 10% aussi. YouTube vient de monter à 15%. Donc, alors Julie, ça va me faire plaisir, 2 choses. D'avoir des topics clairs, des thèmes clairs. Et puis, j'attends vos suggestions parce que je veux que ça vous parle. À tous ceux qui me suivent, je suis très, très reconnaissant. Je vous remercie pour tous ces followings, tous ces emails que je reçois, ces petits clins d'œil que je reçois. Mais là, je vais vous demander votre aide aussi à vous. Allez sur YouTube, venez sur LinkedIn et faites-moi des commentaires, des questions directes. Je comprends que si vous avez des choses plus précises, je suis absolument ouvert à recevoir vos communications privées. Je le serai toujours. Mais parfois, je pense que l'interaction, c'est le fun. On commence à avoir du volume. Presque 400 sur YouTube. J'ai 400 sur ma page compagnie sur LinkedIn. 2100 followers sur LinkedIn. C'est pas la quantité que je veux, c'est la qualité des interactions. Donc, et c'est aussi de déjouer l'algorithme. Et pour le faire, et ça m'aide et ça va vous aider, vous allez dans les commentaires directement, vous me posez vos questions, vous me faites vos suggestions là, on interagit ensemble, on le prend et on crée du contenu qui va parler à mes membres actuels. Parce que moi, je veux plus. Moi, je pense qu'à un moment donné, moi, mon but, c'est d'avoir à peu près 1000 followers en tout et partout. Et là, en tout et partout, si je regarde tout ce qu'on a fait depuis 1 an avec le plan stratégique de Sam, en termes d'attraction, on est passé, justement, je l'ai dépassé ce 1000 masse critique-là, parce que si on prend toute la combinaison incluant le Scrum Beer sur le Meetup, on finit l'année, on a commencé l'année à 2190 personnes qui étaient inscrites d'une manière ou d'une autre, et j'exclus la newsletter, juste les sites incluant le Meetup du Scrum Beer. Donc, en septembre 2020, on était 2186 et on finit l'année à 9856. Wow! J'ai presque pas mis un sou là-dedans. J'ai mis des sous dans des trucs pour, bon, mais pas d'attraction, pas de sous pour l'attraction. J'ai pas payé pour des leads. Puis notre contenu était, je vous l'avoue, plus ou moins clair. Et ça aurait mérité. Donc, imaginez si on était sharp, hein? En employant, en adaptant les fameux conseils des marketeurs out there. Imaginez, j'aurais peut-être un canal YouTube de 1000 au lieu de 400. Et puis, mais pour moi, c'est une exponentialité, mais mon but, c'est pas d'être sur Internet. Oui, j'ai une grande gueule. Yes, I have a loud mouth. And I would like to spark you and to talk about business agility and more. But I think what I'd love to do the most is helping real people in the real world, in the real organization, in your business, in your team, achieve smarter and better and then faster. This is who I am. This is what I want to do. And by the way, in my continuous improvement, next week, on top of being in Phoenix for the Fuck Elon Bitcoin Anniversary Tour with Max Kaiser and Stacey Herbert, next Wednesday, that I sponsor with a lot of enthusiasm, the Open Leadership Network. So let's watch one of the executive. What could you expect to have at this amazing invitation-based change conference from the Open Leadership Network? that I think that you could see now on your screen. So let's hold on, guys, again. Okay. Now I learned from last time. So let's watch one of the testimonial of what you could expect to have in live interaction from executive that apply this invitation-based change.
We're in Burlington, Massachusetts. You're at Nuance Communications. My name's Jake O'Leary. I run an R&D organization that's just over 900 people globally. We produce AI, speech, virtual assistants, and other capabilities. A little over a year ago, we started a journey of redefining our culture. I saw that we got to a point where our success and progress started to come to a bit of a halt. And I just so happened to crash into the open space concept, attending an event. Obviously, culture takes a long time to manifest and change within an organization. The light bulb just went on that in open space as a way to drive this cultural transformation, to create the culture that we're looking for. And from the moment we did it, everyone was engaged and it just worked out. It was positive. I think people were surprised. I was surprised, to be honest with you. The moment that we got past the open circle, the moment that the board started to fill up and people started to submit topics, and then we started to see what I consider healthy topics and engagement was there, I immediately, obviously, I felt some sense of relief. And then by the wrap-up circle, at the end of the event, and after having to attend it personally, hearing people's closing comments, it turned to me in terms of happiness and joy. It was a success, and it was a success in that here was a new approach to solving problems and bringing people together to collaborate and share ideas. And this new approach, yielded benefit. The people that participated in it saw value. The people that participated in it contributed. And I then started to build more champions for this open space idea ultimately. And with each open space event, and as each leader sat through those events, one after the next, I kept hearing about the success stories, and it just repeated itself each and every event. That was the moment I knew we had something special. And so you had to kind of embrace the fact that in this situation, let the organization lead the way forward and let leaders rise up to drive things forward. It's extremely important not just to show the organization that leadership cares, leadership's present, leadership's just as engaged, but I actually think it's critically important for the leader themselves.
Amazing, isn't it? I find it truly amazing what we could do when we want, when we have an explicit agreement. And since I discover the Open Leadership Network through a great colleague of mine at Enterprise Scrum for Business Agility, and I'm really pleased to be part of. And let me show you again, not the video this time, but this is next Wednesday, the 18th, Open Base Change Conference. You see, with all of these great colleagues, including myself, sponsoring it. So it's really like if you're looking for a way to improve the results of your org level change program, are you questioning the wisdom of imposing change in the organization? Really? You don't impose change. You change because, like me, I want to tune my way of doing marketing and selling Agile Lounge and the next level Agile and the flip other ways to be more precise and to create also a more engaging community online. But most importantly, it's to bring people to want to have my services. So I don't want to be imposing on me. So I think it's the same into an organization. Why do you want to change? Huh? The why is very important. Then after, the how to should be also something take with the decision rights of people. Are you looking for a better way? Exactly. So better way to actually org chart your organization and changing it. So again, it's a business transformation. It's a culture change, but you are not you're not transforming Agile. You could use Agile, and you see here they don't talk about any mindset, any framework, any systems. Of course, the Open Leadership Network, if I'm right, it's based on the open business agility here with the 8 patterns of open business agility. This is the next level that true innovator and creative people such as Daniel Mizik, Michael Ehrman, myself, and so many others are bringing into the table. Things that seems to be simple that we all do in Scrum, by the way, when we apply the real Scrum into teams and organization. We go through this. This is what I said on my last podcast with Daniel. I was like, he said like, yes, you got it. I didn't have the proper name of every patterns that I was actually practicing, but here you go. So when you learn from experienced people, it's always better than from those who read book. You read book to confront your idea and your practice and to enhance it and to improve it. Okay? So I hope you're going to be with me next Wednesday. I know there's almost 200 people now. And you could use my code, They're Real Agile at sign up. So let me show you again. So if you go to the event page, get your tickets. So it's a full morning from 8:30 a.m. all the way to 1 p.m. Executive testimonial. You're going to receive also a PDF when you exit the conference, so you can put IBC to work into your organization. So this is included in your package. So you see now the price is set at $55, but here's the deal. As a collaborator sponsor, you see the promo code here. So when you go to the Eventbrite to register for this great conference next Wednesday, again, August 18. So you enter, you enter their real promo code, and pop, a very amazing 50% off your tickets. So instead of $55, including tax and fee, is going to be $30. So I hope you are going to be with us in my first week of Grid Off. So I will be, yes, I will be a bit online, especially next week. And as I said, it's going to be Grid Off Entrepreneur Way for this year. Usually I really take off from the 3 weeks. There's a full real 2 weeks that everything is closed for my health and self-care and everything. And this year, maybe a week where I'll be completely grid off. So don't expect that much content in the next 2-3 weeks. Don't expect even Friday Live Agile. We'll literally take a break. The They're Real Agile podcast as well. We're going to become fully energized, fully ready with the new ways, because we're going to, starting September 7, yours truly and my brand and everything will start applying new ways, a more focused way, like the concern of Julie and Cal, to apply not marketing in my sense, but a better interaction, a better communication, and make it clearer for those who want to do business with us and with me. Because I might be becoming again a solopreneur after some 4 years of growing up. Now with the crisis, I might go back to a solopreneur. But who cares? Will be the same, and I will still have the helps of other coaches that stay independent. We are like a group of 5 to 7 specialists, not only agile coach. I've got also a sysadmin. I got also a designer. So we are specialists, freelancer, but they like when I sold a great project. They do it with me under the brand of Agile Lounge. But for 2021, 2022, expect more the next level Agile coaching program that will take over the floor of our on-demand, innovative, and exclusive coaching program for enterprise of any size, for team within the enterprise or without, including startups, and for individual, professional that work and Agile and Lean and Scrum, and that they want to enhance their capability of being a professional in that field. So, on that, my beautiful loungers, my beautiful lovers, remember, you are beautiful, you are powerful, and you are free. You are free to be who you wanted to be. And I'll see you again live next Friday, September the 10th. Until then, be well, be healthy, be innovative, be creative, and just be yourself. Cheers.